Still on justice for Mohbad, my people. Hey, this matter is still dey baffle me because I still dey wonder like wonderland. Say how on earth Wunmi Cynthia Adebanjo don come out on several occasions now come let us know for interview say the injury wey Mohbad sustain na just small one. If na small injury, wetin carry one injection, two injections, say take reach three injection for small injury wey na just tetanus or paracetamol dey go give person? Wetin carry injection enter inside the matter? My people, matter e dey ground o, because Dr. Kemi Olunloyo and our very own Yomi Fabiyi say they no go give up for this matter o, say truth no dey am. But if we really wan check am well well, you go know say truth no dey for inside this matter, because na she use her mouth still talk am say na just small injury and e no stop am make e no do wetin e wan do. Say because on that day before e kpai, e even get interview to attend. E no dey weak, nothing. They come dey give am one injection, they give am two injection, they give am three injection. Okay, now my people, make una come hear matter o. As they put am woto for Wunmi body, serious questions, several questions, series of questions that need answer. But na who go answer na im be the koko. Make I no take much of una time, make una come, make we follow watch this one together. But before then, I still remember una humble girl Case, and me dey bring una latest of all legit info. If you never subscribe to this channel, make una dey help us dey subscribe, hit on notification bell so they go notify you anytime we drop ogbonge tori like this. Let's go there, guys.
Juxtapose it, and if there are discrepancies, they will underline your name, and that is why at the end of the day,
I'm writing a book about my own career. I've downloaded every single interview.
She's only concentrating on those weak, those people that feel like, oh, let's give her sympathy. She's not thinking of those that what they do is objectivity. When they realize that your stories are not, correlating, what they expect from you is that, why are you on a TV station? You're given a platform. And if you're going to say 20 sentences, 20 words, this should be justice for my husband. Even if you are the person that did it, because as of now, police has not indicted you. Do you understand? But the moment you choose to go on a TV station and you are attacking activists, changing the narratives, and at the end of the day, let's take for instance, if she's saying the 10 million, let's assume American embassy, the one that donated maybe 3 or 4 million of the money, you are attacking them indirectly. They don't know the meaning of things like this.
They don't.
American interests, they might not come direct. They might come the other way. But, I don't want to be pushing people like her, because it will look like some people say, why do you want her to escape? But I am not after her.
He has a hair and wig brand. She's selling hair and wigs. I am
empathized with her. If you go to my page in 2023 or whatever, I posted her on my page because I felt this lady is young. As at that time, we're trying to rationalize what could be the possible cause of death. But
now, and I do want your Professor hold that thought. Let's go to the little boy, because I started the DNA stuff. I interviewed 5 people that went to that concert with them. And I also interviewed some of their neighbors. 2 things I want to tell you. Let's talk about the neighbors first. The neighbors told me that people were already outside crying before the nurse arrived, that they feel that Mohbad had already died before the nurse arrived. What do you think about that?
About the nurse or what? Just repeat the question.
Let me repeat the question. Some of the neighbors that I interviewed said there were a lot of people outside the house that night, and that they feel that Mohbad had already died before the nurse arrived. The crowd was crying outside and the nurse was on her way, and when she came in, they feel that Mohbad had already died. Do you believe Mohbad was actually alive when that nurse arrived? Just an opinion.
The reason why I would have, let me put it this way. From what I got from the neighbors, the real open emotional stuff around about past 10 to 11 in the morning.
Yeah.
And what the man told me in his honor was that even some of them were even speaking under his camera. He said immediately he started noticing movement and everything, he had to control his camera to focus on that stuff. And because some of them were not paying attention to the CCTV, because it was just about few, blocks away from Mohbad's house, he readily can see what is happening in the compound as well as the front gates.
Yeah.
And then he gave me a lowdown of what transpired. But because it is a long day footage, and because I had already went live before that, I was on the street and I was going to be entering into somebody's house before I cut it off. I couldn't risk my life, go into a den and start seeing what happened the whole day. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then go for safety. So I wasn't going to wait to see. I just want to know, how can we lift this? And he said it, okay, this is my email, this is my number. In case you want to send anything to me, just let me go and get you what you want. Because the man said the only reason I would drop this footage is with a court order, so that nobody will say I was trying to snitch on them.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, I screamed out, I sought for help because I was new on TikTok then.
Yeah.
Some people will tell you, if you don't go to the legal team, nobody should talk about it. No, we don't want public lawyer. I'm like, in this kind of a case, the family are just going to be like the supporting system. NGO will come in, or if the movement, just like Black Lives Matter, it could be a lot of individuals and conglomeration of NGOs. But there must be a united front to negotiate and, discuss with institutions. This one cannot be talking, that one will not be talking, this one will not be talking. There will be, this one will talk to this side. Unfortunately, when I realized that it wasn't going to work, I had to quickly raise my thoughts and on a particular platform that, you guys, listen to me. I'm having sleepless night because this thing is not moving forward. Let us go and get this thing. I never knew that those asking me for the exact information are not going to do that. They were going to block anything that has. So I went through all those stress. But the fact that I have the picture of what the man had already told me, and what the other neighbor in that estate had told me, is giving me serious mental stress. That this boy must have find a way to push, like, bros, go here. Because how I went to the person's house, how I summoned the courage to enter into the house, I can't even, I'm like, dude, what am I doing? What are you doing? They quickly rushed down. And that time we were mentioning the name of a king. There is no way I will collect anything. My car will pass through the front of that place.
Right.
You understand? I don't want to mention name.
I understand.
No, Otumba calculation. So people will not even know why you fight. And that was the time, by the time I told the police officers in Panti, and they went to the same place. The moment they realized what I was saying is true, that was where I got a signal that my life was being threatened. I saw movement around me. And then the information came that, young man, is this night, if I don't belong to a serious, intelligent community,
let me talk, Yomi. Wunmi, if you're listening to me, look at me right now. I'm going to be 61 in 6 months. And at the same time, I'm going to be 61 years old in 5 months. In 6 months, Mohbad's death will be 2 years. You need to think very well. This is my own opinion. Yomi has his own. My own opinion was a manslaughter because you guys fought from that car, and I brought up the DNA issue before VDM amplified it. VDM has a larger platform than me, okay? He accumulated millions of followers because of his activism and all. So 2 days after I spoke about the DNA, VDM picked it up, and spoke about it too. So some people actually think he started it. No, I did, because I interviewed people about what happened in that car, the argument over the visa, the child's paternity, and all that. And also the fact that he tried to drown that baby, okay, at one point, which is something all his friends actually said. Now, Kilo Majeki Mobile for drown baby. At the end of the day, oh question Pasanis Yomoy, oh question white on Salon Canada Bugwe. But at the end of the day, all of you are saying that Liam looks like Mohbad. Excuse me. The looks do not tell. You have to do DNA test. We've seen many people in the world now that they have children they've raised that look like them, but they were not the fathers. DNA is the only thing. Why didn't she do the DNA when Mohbad was alive? Why was she hiding from it? Now, on my show, I don't want any speculation of who's the father, or I don't like when you mention Elegushi's name, okay? I've never met Elegushi, but I've met Sekina, and I like Sekina. Okay, we're not friends. You know, I've met her at Tony Lawani's party. Everybody knows me. Okay, I've met her at Tony Lawani's wedding and all that. But to drag this king's name into this stuff, saying that Wunmi had slept with him, he fathered Wunmi's child. He arrested 2 people for defamation. You have to be careful though. But there's some powerful people behind Wunmi, okay, that even we're sitting here and we're saying who organized this media tour. I told you a media tour was coming. I told people that this tour was coming.
There is no powerful person. There is one person, powerful person in the Nigerian police in Abuja that has a direct link to media.
Exactly.
That is what one of the embassies intel that they undercover. Yeah. They know what is going on in Nigeria than all of us.
They know now.
Before anything riot starts, they know when it will start. They take action.
Are you talking about our embassy, the US? US embassy.
What is only left now? Okay, let me skip that too. The only thing that is important is that the Zobo guy, he had come out to say, hello, I wasn't the one even fighting Mohbad. You were the one. And even when I wanted to intervene, you brought out knife. You were holding a knife, you want to stab me. The question is, whether it is a video of 19th century, whether it is a video of 10 years ago, or the day Mohbad died, if the Wunmi is in a fight with Mohbad and holding it, she had come out to say, I have never fought him before. And images are beginning to even surface. Why
would she? Which one? Yomi, which one did she say that on? Was that the TVC one or the Arise?
No, somebody released Mohbad's this thing, snap, maybe from Mohbad's phone or whatever, to show that, hey, how do you explain this? You were going to, you were arguing with him, you had a difference with him, and you were living in the middle of it.
One man know that one now.
So about toxic, Mohbad only pay yaya way. And language and everything shows that she is hell-bent and he doesn't have regard. She doesn't have regard for the guy, and the guy is like, even she was like, and like any man who has ego will go into serious violence. But that being said, the Zomo now confirmed this Zomo, no police officer mentioned him, none of the TikTokers, none whatsoever mentioned. I chose not to mention him because I don't know, gave the description, I gave the name, I know the name. So by playing my own game, I was giving the description so that Wunmi will know that something is already going down. Okay. And then she mentioned the name herself.
Sorry, you're me. And Caleb said Mohbad's dad should be on this interview. This is not about the Mohbad case. This interview is about a medical issue. My show is a medical show because I'm now doing medical and health, and it's about the reason why I'm interviewing what's his name, like Mr. Fabi now, is because of stress and mental health. So Ibita and Wunmi, which is the next question I'm going to ask you, because I'm trying to bring Pella on my show to tell us the secret to laugh, because that young man is always laughing. Shosha Pella. ọmọ kékeré yẹn mo fẹ́ gbé wá
That
sórí
young
show mi.
sensational boy.
Mo
He's
fẹ́
doing
gbé
fine.
because
He's
our
doing well.
health làwa ń wò. This is 2025. We are looking at health and how we're going to be healthy. Women now, Yomi Wunmi now, great. If anything is hold on me, it's just my
Anything
hair.
about
Like
it,
more fresh. Ojú mi ò gbọ́dọ̀, you know. But we want to be healthy, you know, glowing and everything. That's what I'm doing. So I will bring celebrities in. If I want to bring Pella in for like things like smile, laughing, and we'll talk about everything. I want to bring Joro Olumofi in about women. Joro does stuff about girls, hook up day. So medical standpoint, like Moshe Yomi as my first guest. Yomi, kí ló ń ṣe for stress reduction. What are you doing for stress reduction? You know?
What I do often is fine. Sleeping too much is not good. But
are you getting 8 hours? Are you getting 7 hours of sleep? 7.
At a stretch or combined?
Combined, okay. Check when you can't go to bed at 12 midnight, wake up at 6.
For now, the reason why it can be is because, and I know it's bad, I have this terrible nature.
Yeah.
If I am on something and there are burning issues, not the interview she's doing or people are trolling me, abusing me. I have told you things that are making me, you know, go gaga, like it's always affecting my brain and keeping me in the struggle is that I want to know the price of the value of our lives with our family, with our friends. Is that going to represent who we are as a country? Because how did the nurse, I told you earlier, one thing that I want to know is, I can't still believe it, that the nurse left that day. And
the nurse left and then, go ahead.
This spending of a guy, he did something terrible, but he thought he's not helping the matter. And he doesn't know that eventually, except he comes straight, the police know what they are doing. The people know what they are doing.
All of them.
Because if it turns out to be that the nurse met Mohbad dead, and you immerse yourself in this conspiracy, to what end? If she can do that to Mohbad, she can do it to you, she can do it to me. It's a new stuff that I've never experienced before. Secondly, let's assume the nurse met Mohbad alive. Let's assume. The nurse certainly knows that it's not because of this court.
It's just a small court.
The point is this. All those things that the CP said they administered on Mohbad, how can you administer tetanizone, what do you call it? Everything just because of a small court. I want the nurse, I didn't want to say this before until we get to try that. I want to look into her face that, excuse me, do you have a conscience? So that little wound.
Does she have to testify? Because she has to.
No, she's already a suspect. But so if you're going to check,
they have not indicted her and they have not charged her.
No,
the nurse is going to testify. They have to cross
been indicted. It's just we're waiting for the charges. The point is this:
wait, who has been indicted?
The nurse.
I'm talking about Wunmi. Wunmi, let me
No, not yet.
Wunmi has to testify if the nurse is going to be charged and indicted.
It's funny. It's not because it is Wunmi. I am saying it's not because it is Wunmi. I am looking at. I'm talking about spousal relationship now. How can people? Because at the end of the day, if that is the same court the Wunmi came to explain on TV, just a small court, Spending said Kolofa, but police said bleeding profusely. But the real people that saw it was Wunmi and Spending. One is Kolotiti, but the pressure more. One is just a small wound. Now look at the heavy in medicine. T1 nurse administer. Ejo Mokoni Mokoni in Kokosi Miloju. One day log X-ray machine. One log on fellow share MR scan. Simple go brain in Ejo Kilaju. So now if it's our client get full 8 hours more because $2 $1 somebody might be saying they might do the same thing for my son. Èmi tẹ̀ tí wọ́n pé mi tẹ̀mí tó bá tẹ̀ ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ mi ti bọ́ndì ẹ̀. Ṣùgbọ́n kí wá ní kókó ṣé o ta fẹ́ máa ṣe fúnra wa lélẹ̀? Now, you the wife for me, if that is the wound you are talking about, again, ẹ tún jẹ́ ká wo báyìí, tó bá jẹ́ pé wound báyìí ni, gbogbo yín tí gbogbo yín fi ń sọ̀rọ̀ pé ìpè nọ́ọ̀sì, kò síbi tó ti sọ pé Mohbad fúnra ẹ̀ gan bá nọ́ọ̀sì sọ̀rọ̀. Now, secondly, if that is the minor wound we are talking about, what is the whole? He gave him injection. I was not there.
I have the list of everything given to Mohbad.
If we go to hospital because he doesn't like hospital, that means that hand does not require medical emergency that he go to hospital. But you're already saying that the reason why you could not take him to hospital, that means he's already in a condition that he cannot decide for himself.
Exactly. And the CP said what? He was bleeding profusely.
So it means, if they ask you, why did you take him to the hospital? For crying out loud, he should go to hospital. When I told him go to the, what I was expecting is, I told him, Mohbad, you need to go to the clinic now. Let's go. No one, everybody, let's go.
But he's scared of the hospital because of the NDLEA rate.
Now, I want only the time we should be low. Ni pé kò like hospital. That means ṣé ọwọ́ yẹn náà ló jẹ́ kó rẹ̀ débi pé lè gbé. Now they said the nurse came in, he met Mohbad weak. Ṣé ọwọ́ kékeré yẹn náà ló jẹ́ kó tún weak because kò ṣáà tí fún lábẹ́rẹ́ gbà yẹn. They are telling us a story and they are making some of us feel like
how much blood did he lose?
You don't get what I'm trying to say. Dr. Kemi, he is speculating. And they can go by until all of and 2 weeks spending. Now, any little wound, she even trivialized like, no. She said it's nothing. How did nothing become a situation the nurse came in and found Mohbad so weak? You know, when the idea of him test a fool, she will go, she shall know, she will go to that. That's how I go. He can't lie to come to my JCBG. I to have linked to school dockage. Now, si ba Mohbad gari to ti ṣe léṣe lẹ́yìn ṣe to be lórí ṣe ogbo ẹ kó máa gba tetrazone kó máa ní gbogbo nǹkan bẹ́yẹn. Is enough to give us a mental trauma if you are genuinely fighting for justice for Mohbad.